Cheers, I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? I started just a tad early to make sure everything was fixed over here before I got started. Let's see. Well, it's still not working. Hold on a sec. Bear with me. How the heck are you? I am Don Beer Whisper. I've got I do a happy hour video. Why is that not working? There we go. Go now. I think we're running right. Just had to fix something real fast. And one more time, how you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? I am Don the Beer Whisperer. I've got three, count of 1, 2, 3 for Martin City. Wasn't necessarily intentional, but they are the three I happened to grab. Starting with the Hardway IPA. This thing is very nice. I believe it's 7%. My lighting isn't great here in this portion of the pub. Just my kitchen, but anyway. Let me show you that glass. I do have my Martin City glass that I got 4 years ago. I had to get it out of the cabinet, get it cleaned up a little bit. It got just a little dusty. But it's good to be used again. Glasses were meant to be used. They're not meant to be stuck in a cabinet. I know they risk getting broke when you use them. That's true. But glasses are like the toys from Toy Story. You know, they want to be played with. Anyway, Sláinte. I do like this one. It's kind of a West Coast-ish. Big citrus forward on the nose. Not necessarily a beer that needs to be drank ice cold either, although it is hot as heck in this neck of the woods, so a cold beer always hits the spot. But yeah, a beer of this quality and this style, it doesn't necessarily need to be cold, but it can be. Oh, gosh, it's gorgeous. I forgot how much I love this beer. Man, this is beautifully done. I had some music as I was doing kind of a happy hour theme here with this video. I had some music playing, but I had to pause it because, you know, I didn't want to get a flag again. And I've been getting strikes, man, for playing music. I don't know. I do understand. I do. I guess the part that bothers me is that I'm not making money by playing the songs. I'm playing the songs so other people can hear them. My musical tastes tend to vary quite a bit. So a lot of the songs that I'm playing, a certain portion of folks watching me will have never heard these songs before. You know, they might hear the song and then, you know, go out and buy it. And that's really the purpose of why I want to play the music. And I wish that was more readily understood, right? I'm not making money by playing the songs, not profiting from these videos, but I would love to be able to play some music in the background so somebody listening to me might hear some tunes that they like. Anyway, I digress. The song that just finished, though, was one of my favorites from the great Gilbert McClinton called Jungle Room. I love that song. I think what's interesting about Mr. McClinton, though, is that if you, of course, you don't see it much anymore, but if you were to walk into any record store back in the day, you might find him in a country section or in the blues section. He was kind of hard to define. There are certain songs that certainly had a country element to it, but there were many that were clearly more blues influenced. The Jungle Room being one of them. But then he did have hits for other country artists like Two More Bottles of Wine, that I believe was Emmylou Harris made a hit out of. As always, anybody watching, got any questions or comments, put it up there. If you'd like to be part of the video, let me know, and I'll send you the link. So, but coming up was one of my favorites from Paul McCartney and Wings called Junior's Farm. I love Junior's Farm. My happy hour mix. So how did I determine what songs to put on this mix? I wanted songs that I would play on a jukebox if I were at a pub, at a bar, at happy hour, right? So mostly happy tunes or upbeat. With a few exceptions, some alcohol-related tunes, if you will, like the Jungle Room, for instance, I had on there, and then of course Junior's Farm. I love that tune. So it's probably my favorite Wings tune, but that kind of depends on the mood as well. But that's generally the one I really love all the time, no matter what kind of mood I'm in. I love Junior's Farm. Great tune. And of course, That was back when you had the very young but great Jimmy McCulloch playing, someone who died way before his time. The irony being, Medicine Jar, the only Medicine Jar is a great tune. The irony is, of how he died. But anyway, it's a great song. The great Jimmy McCulloch. The great Jimmy McCulloch. Anyway, Salancha. I'm kind of taking a little chance here. I've been doing a lot of beer videos lately because I've been having issues drinking more than 2 beers at a time. But I did pick out three. I want to do a 3 beer run for this particular video. Oh man, I did have a chance to get to the brewery this year, but I wanted to get to some places that my wife wanted to get to. So, and she said it was fine to go to the brewery. She really did. She wouldn't have minded, but I wanted to make sure we had time to do the other stuff. And I was able to buy some of this beer at the Lucas Liquor, so I didn't get to the brewery this year. In fact, I only got to one brewery. It was in Liberty, Missouri, where we were staying. It was a little brew pub called Three Halves Brewing, and it was very good. But we hit a handful of wineries. We did hit a handful of wineries. We hit a couple free distilleries. So both my wife and I got to do stuff we wanted to do. We did a lot of stuff together. We're starting to do. There was a time we'd take vacations and we wouldn't do a lot of stuff together, to be honest with you, because we had different interests. So she'd go do her thing, and then we kind of meet together for meals, right? But yeah, we've been getting to where we're having, especially with her having an interest in wine lately, we've been doing more things together. So anyway, let me finish up this IPA and I'll get back to beer, or I'll get to beer number two. Beer number two. What is beer number two? Well, beer number two is my very first Oktoberfest of the season. I said I typically wait till September 1st before I pop an Oktoberfest, but they are popping up, and I wanted my first one of the season to be the Martin City Oktoberfest. So I'm going to pop that here. My first Oktoberfest of the season. Oh, I love the color already. Yeah, I typically wait till September before I pop an O-Fest. Boy, look how beautiful. Let me get that up for you. Look at that color. Tell me that's not gorgeous. We changed my props there. Get that Martin City. Yeah, I wanted this one to be the first one of the season because, again, we were up there in the area. And I have it. It's the first Oktoberfest I bought because most of them I can buy in my neck of the woods. But I wanted to buy this one knowing I can't get it here. So the Martin City October. Oh, look at that color. Tell me that color is not gorgeous. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Wish I had better light right here in this corner where my eyes were just a little better. This beer feels like the first football game of the season. The brew's deep amber color. Yeah, I mean, very deep amber. I get a little bit of a ruby hue in there from, I don't think you can notice it here, but where the light hits it here, I see a little ruby hue. The beer's deep amber color and malt backbone will have your taste buds cheering. Sip it slow and savor the flavor. And this is the finest Oktoberfest you'll find. Actually, I did have this once before, again, about 4 years ago. I'm trying to find the ABV on here. I know they have it, and I'm not seeing it. I believe it's at 5%, but I'm not noticing it on here. I know it's got to be here somewhere. Like I said, my light here is not great. Anyway, let's just put that back and drink the beer, shall we? A beautiful nose. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah. Deep malt. I almost feel like I get some nutty notes on the nose there. It's like a roasted hazelnut like note in there. Very fall, very fall. As it is. I don't think it's 100 today, but it's hot, man. It's hot here in the Ozarks. It's been. I mean, of course, it is that time of year where it's hot, but it's been even hotter than usual on an average here in the Ozarks. Oh God, that is gorgeous. Yeah, you do get those nutty undertones in there. Big and malty, a hint of sweetness, almost like just a very slight honey-like note in there. And again, those toasted hazelnut notes in there. Uh, Croaked myself. Roasted hazelnut. I said roasted there. Roasted, toasted. There is a difference between roasted and toasted. There is. I am feeling more roasted, but I said toasted. Anyways, I digress. I do like Martin City Brewery. I wish I had got to the brewery this year, but like I said, I was trying to get to other things my wife wanted to do, and we're kind of moving. But I did find a lot of their product at the Lucas Liquors. That's not far from there, so and that was nice too. Man, this thing is gorgeous. This might be the. I think it's my first of the season, but it does make me want to have more to kind of compare. I'm going to have to save at least one to compare to some others. There are some locals that I always look forward to as well, and of course, I don't know the. Yeah, there are a lot of locals. You got Springfield Brewing Company, Mothers, and a few others. So I'm curious to see what comes out in my neck of the woods compared to the names we all know. Ah, mercy, man, that is good. That is real good, man. Damn, that is tasty. I don't care who you are. That's a fine beer right there. Anyways, I digress. They got it all. Let the jungle room. Great tune. Delbert McClin, one of the best songwriters in the business. My favorite songs from him is "Every Time I Roll the Dice." I've seen him live twice. I saw him live at a blues festival here in town, probably about a decade and a half ago, and about half a decade ago, he was playing at the. Gosh, which one was it? I think it was the Galois. I can't remember if it was the Landers or the Galois, but I think it was the Galois he was playing at. So I'm there with some friends, and that was a lot of fun too. And he played every time I roll the dice. Oh man, here we go. It's a great song, man. Every time I roll the dice. But yeah, I always found it interesting that I go to the blues section and he wasn't there. That he'd go over to the country section. I go to another store. I go over to the country section. He'd be over to the blues section. You never know where you're going to find him. You know, kind of depends on well, how whichever store classified him, I suppose. But he what really is hard to define. I mean, there are a lot of songs that were more country, um, but he won a Grammy for contemporary blues. So, kind of, it was really. It just depended. But he is one of my favorite artists. Always puts on a good show. It was a great show, really, at the Galois because it's a nice little theater. Uh, but I think I loved the performance at the Blues Fest because it was just such a big stage. You know, and he had this monster crowd there being at a Blues Fest, and I feel like he really played to that crowd. He was headlining one day, and the next day headliner was the great Bobby Rush. I mean, that was a Blues Fest, man. You had Delbert McClinton headlining one day. You had the legendary Bobby Rush the next day. Oh man, that was a fest, baby. That was a fest, man. as I drink my first O Fest of the season. It is the first one I bought, and really the only reason I bought it was because, well, I knew I wouldn't be able to get it once I got home. So, and I was going to hang on to it, and not have it until, well, September. I thought, man, I really want to try it, and it is good. It really is that good. It does everything right. It gives you all those flavors you want from a good Märzen. It hits you right where you want it to hit you, man. We have some locals, and I don't want to mention any names. It's one in particular that's done well, but it always gets it's a little bit sweeter, and I think that's maybe why I really enjoy this one, because it's not very sweet at all. I don't know that it's decocted. A lot of folks don't, although the Oktoberfest is typically decocted. But it has those big rich notes like it is. I'm guessing it probably is, even though I don't know that for sure. But yeah, it is done absolutely. Uh, oh, it's impeccably good. Anyway, I mean, knock this one back, and I'm going to attempt beer number three. It's the first time I've attempted three beers in quite some time. We got to see how it goes, man. Anyway, sláinte. Martin City, Belgian style Abbey Ale. I think it says it's 7.2%, I believe. I haven't had this one yet. Oh, yeah, actually, I did do a video for it a while back, but I kind of forgot. We first got back, yeah. Oh, boy, that's going to pour nice. Look at that. Oh, man, tell me that doesn't pour beautiful. Look how that head sits on that. Oh, my goodness. Get it all in there. Mm. Yeah, it says Belgian style Abbey Ale. I do remember having the other one now. It kind of felt like a double to me, but it'll refer to it as. Look at that color. That color is absolutely gorgeous. And again, the style is not a style that really needs to be cold. Some people just like every beer cold, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. But you're going to get more out of this beer if you let it warm up to at least about, I would say, 45 at the coldest. It's probably best at about 50 to 55. That's why I had it kind of sitting off to the side for a minute, let it warm up. This is absolutely gorgeous. Wow, that is good. Damn. I get a little bit of dark fruit in there. I'm just getting a little bit of a, hold on a second. Like a dry date note in there, maybe a little bit of fig. Yeah, I am feeling more date though, to be honest. Yeah. You might get some prune like notes in there, or dried plum. They try to fool us by changing the name, but we know what it is, man. We know what it is. Anyway, anyway, I digress. But I digress, man. So happy hour, Saturday happy hour with the Beer Whisperer. Thanks for joining me. For those of you that did, I'm gonna take a beat now and relax a second after this one. 3 beers. I'm gonna take a little break, but we'll be back with some more happy hour. It is Saturday after all, and I'm just relaxing at home today as I'm trying to get myself back to work. Just about, well, actually, right at 7 weeks post surgery from total knee replacement on my left knee. It is getting better. I'm doing I think I finished up my PT I finished up the sessions that insurance would allow. Let's say 2 weeks ago, but I was already past expectations. So, but they give me stuff to do at home, so I've been trying to keep it in shape and get that strength up so I can return to work here shortly. Doctor said 10 weeks at minimum because of how intense the surgery was, but when he was bad, it was bad. Yeah, he said it was worse than they knew it was bad, but he said it was even worse. The X-rays only show so much. X-rays show that there was absolutely no meniscus left. It was completely bone on bone, which is why I was in such intense pain before the surgery. Uh, but the X-rays you can only pick out so much of the arthritis. And so once you got in there, you could see that bone was just done. The arthritis was much worse than originally anticipated. In fact, he said he was kind of surprised that I wasn't using a cane to walk. But I will be honest, it was very painful to walk. I had a friend at another place that I work at and tell me that it was painful to watch me walk the last couple times because you could tell I was in intense pain every time I moved. I could feel that bone crunch. I could feel it crunch every time I took a step, and it was just it was intensely painful. So now there is still a little bit of pain, and I've been told that you're never going to be completely pain free. So, but it is a lot less pain than it was before the surgery. So I can live with what pain I've got. I've been living with a lot of pain in a lot of places for a very long time, so it becomes second nature after a while. You just have to develop a pain tolerance. Uh, wow, this is beautiful. Wow, it really is. Wow. I put these together in about the right order because this one is again. I started with the IPA, then I went to the Oktoberfest, which is big and malty. This one's just a little bigger, a little more intense altogether. So I'm glad I saved this one for last. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, everybody that did, everybody that might watch later. Anyways. So I'm going to rest my belly here, and I'll be back probably, I don't know, hour and a half or so. We'll see how things go. So we're just going to see a minute. Anyways, I digress. So 3 from Martin City Brewing. We started with the Hardway IPA. What did we do next, Tom? We then went to the Martin City Oktoberfest. And I didn't put this one up here, but I should have changed my prop right away. Then the Belgian style Abbey Ale from Martin City. So 3 from Martin City. I am Tom, the Beer Whisperer. Oh man, that's absolutely gorgeous. Beer Vangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, man. All around. All around good guy, Slasher. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all.